All right, we are back with another episode on the podcast. Today we have Miranda Martz, Crystal Huseman. I didn't ask you, is that the correct pronunciation?
I actually like the witness protection program, so it's okay if you don't say my correct name. Yeah, I'm good with
Okay,
that.
understood.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to talk about Manufacturing Association today, a bit about careers and things like that. You both work at the Manufacturing Association, which we'll get into some of that. So I want to kick it off just so everybody understands kind of who you are and what you do. So Miranda, give me your career elevator pitch.
Okay, so I am a pre-apprenticeship coordinator. So essentially, I teach high school kids how to get into the skilled trades, especially in manufacturing, because I'm a machinist myself. I'm a tradeswoman. I am a journeyman machinist. Been one for about 15 years now. So I came from industry to the Manufacturers Association, where I was the first female graduate of their machinist program in 2020. And when I was in the program, one of the teachers said, "Hey, have you ever thought about teaching?" And I was like, "I've trained before, but I've never taught. Like, I'm not formally a teacher, like in a high school or anything like that." So it was a little bit nerve-wracking. But I did come and I started to teach at the Manufacturers Association. That's how I became a pre-apprenticeship coordinator.
Perfect. That's a good elevator pitch. Crystal, same question.
Not good with that. I feel like you should also maybe tell people why we're sitting like we're on Step Brothers. I'm like, hey everybody. I mean, everyone
She's
knows.
my best friend.
I mean, we're close coworkers. Like
Literally and figuratively now.
Honestly, I'm afraid I'm gonna fall. And then also, I think we picked the shortest links too because these ones have so many links we could probably moved away.
Here we go, off the rails already. Anyway.
So I the Step Brothers comment's hilarious because the background does look like you guys are ready for school pictures, which is kind of the front.
Oh, we have so many funny things.
This background took me like half an hour, 45 minutes to do earlier, so please don't make fun of it.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Crystal, so what do you do at the MA?
Legally? Hey, you asked for a lot of editing.
Yes, understood.
You brought this upon yourself. So technically, my title is training coordinator.
Okay.
I'm so afraid that I'm going to speak and smack you in the face. So in advance, sorry, Miranda. And if I just accidentally hug you, it's because my arms fell asleep. I am the training coordinator. So basically, what I do is I tell people what to do in a nice way. Okay. So I help out with all of the programs currently. We are in the process of getting another person kind of like me. Actually, she did start, but we're working on getting her kind of out there. I will, oh man, this is so hard for me. I will basically help out with everything. My goal currently is to solely focus on the apprenticeship program. And like Miranda says, she does the high school ones. I'll just be the adult program and kind of working those programs through, getting all the registrations done, clocking their hours, working with the straight, kind of being their cheerleader, kind of being their mom. Sometimes they call me the warden, sometimes
the headmistress.
And the headmistress, like anything. If I'm standing in the hallway, sometimes it freaks them out at night, like, why are you here? I'm just here. Probably because something needs to be taken.
We all wear a ton of different hats here. So like, you know, there's only like 11 of us here doing all of the things that we do all over South Central PA. Yeah, I mean, there was at one point like 7 of us doing all of this.
There was 3 of us for a while.
For context, how many kids do you cycle, or how many, I shouldn't even say kids, how many people do you cycle in a year? Do you guys know that? I know that could be.
Yeah, well, I mean, even if they're adults, we still call them our kids.
Yeah, true.
So right now every year I'll have about 25 students per county. So I'm plus the Milton Hershey School. So I'm about up to 100, a little over 110 students I do a year. And then the adults were at like 150.
I think we average about 150 fully in the program all the time. And then non-apprentices, I would say we train, oh gosh, they're going to kill me for not knowing these numbers, but 3,000 plus.
We are on track to train even more than that. Like we've gotten some members that have some interest in like managerial training. We do all kinds of training. We don't just do apprenticeships and pre-apprenticeships, but we do like managerial training and then like safety training and electrical training, all kinds of stuff.
Okay. No, it's brilliant. So, Crystal, I'm going to say, based on your explanation, your superpower is probably organization for yourself and for other people.
Yes. Okay. Yes. The goal is to keep everything organized. It's different. This is different. This is not like a corporate place. I mean, we are kind of nonprofit. Well, we have such a nonprofit, but we're also kind of a moving piece part of education all the time. We're kind of moving with industry. We're just not solely based on certain things. We can change things up a little bit and make it as, the industry moves forward in technology.
Yep.
We kind of are moving forward to that. So yes, organization is my number one goal. It does kill me. I mean, obviously I love a good fun, but I love a good, let's make it as easy and as accessible to everyone that works here or that can kind of get into our things and not have to like reinvent the wheel all the time. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's different from the corporate world I was in.
Yeah, for sure.
So kind of overarching question, it would be for both of you. Miranda, explain to the audience the mission of the Manufacturing Association.
So like our mission is to just help. So being a nonprofit, we have about 500 members that we work with. So we're trying to like work in the community and help the community out with their training and pretty much anything that they need. And a lot of people think manufacturers associations are just for lobbying, and some of them are, but we aren't. Like we do a lot of different things. We also lobby, but that's not like our main goal. And our main goal is literally to be there for our community, for our members, doing everything that we can to make sure that either their workforce is trained or to help them with the workforce, help them with all sort of things like financial help. Are we? I'm sorry. So we help them with all kinds of things. We do like financial help. We're in the community. We offer our rooms up at the association. So if you want to have a meeting or something like that. So like we really are here to answer your questions, do surveys, all kinds of things. That's
so a little bit. Yeah. So Crystal, what can companies or businesses in the area do to help you?
Ooh, to help us. So,
man, there's so many.
That's a loaded question. They can a lot of things.
What comes to your mind?
I would say the biggest thing for us that would be extremely helpful is everyone wants to be a part, or they want the next generation, but they're being pulled in all different types of directions. Go to these schools, go to this, do that. No, funnel it through here. Where we'll funnel it out to everything. So that's what's the easiest thing for the high school program to do is to actually take all the students from all over the areas and let you be a part of it. So you're not running around through all the different school districts, but also donating to the program, maybe just not your time sometimes, just coming and talking and kind of just interacting with the students. Like that is the biggest thing ever is to have, and not just then like an HR person, nothing against HR people. We love them. We love the rules. We love everything that they're doing. But to have someone who's actually working that job, or someone that's potentially a little bit older, and then someone who's also a little bit younger, closer to their age, so they can kind of interact and feed off of them a little bit more, or even
that's huge for them.
Really interactive. If you come in and you talk to the high school students and you're just throwing out a PowerPoint slide, love a good PowerPoint slide. They're not paying attention to that.
They don't love it.
But they get it all day, right?
Yeah, that's what they get.
You bring a bag of chips, even if that, you don't even have to bring a food, but food is a plus. And you're maybe showing them a video or kind of talking to them on their level or how it would interact to them, or the skills that they would have. And I think what kind of made me start thinking that way was, I don't know, did you do it with you? A couple of years ago, I went to one of the high school interviews and we did the mock interviews for the high school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dallas.
And they had questions on there. I was like, oh, these are great HR questions. That's great. And the kid sat down and he handed me a resume and I was like, wait, this is what you want to do? And he was like, well, they just said like take your current job and then make a resume off of that. And I was like, oh, great. But that's not what you're interviewing with me for. Let's talk about something else. I said, be honest with me. Do you call out of school a lot? Do you go to school late? Do you miss school? Or like, tell me about, I'm not going to tell you, I'm being honest. Like, tell me what you're doing.
Yeah.
And why are you coming to school late? Why are you staying, like, what is the problem? He's like, well, I stay up late. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. But what are you doing? Well, I take more computers, or I do, what was he? Oh, he was telling me he works in the shop with his dad. He does all this stuff. And I was like, wait, have you ever heard of mechatronics before? And he was like, what's that?
Yeah, they literally don't know. So at schools, like how the community can get involved, we have something called the Employers Education Foundation. So we do the Give Local York every year, and we try our best to like promote and stuff on our website, and just try and have little fun with it. And I know this past year we do like fun videos and stuff to just kind of like promote Give Local. But we do have a foundation that people can donate to. Like Crystal was saying, they could donate their time, they can donate equipment. Just come in and help out with classes, or have our students take a tour, just kind of getting exposed to manufacturing and seeing what it actually is, because you have no idea. Like, it puts a smile on my face seeing the kids smile on their face when they're like, this is how this is made, or like find something interesting and like they can connect. And when a student connects or a child connects to something that like makes them like feel authentic or like I would love to do that, that's when that spark happens. That's when like learning and interest starts to happen. And like that's what we're trying to get into a younger generation that thinks that manufacturing is this dark, dirty, like assembly line, smoke filled, like horrible place. And like that needs to be gone. And we're trying slowly. I mean, at least we are, and us at the association are trying to change that.
We're not the best at marketing at what we're doing because everyone's so into it. Like even our marketing persons, they do stuff with us, so that you're just in the moment all the time and talking and doing things that we don't sometimes step back and be like, oh, we could have got a great picture of that, but we didn't because we're so into it. And that's kind of a cool thing, but kind of like, oh man, we're forgetting how we can really share this. So I think that's one of our big goals this year is to try to kind of focus on that a little bit.
Do you think it's changing the view?
Yes. And I say that 100% faithfully because I'm the one going out to like the high schools and doing like boots to the ground, going to the high school, talking about this, promoting our program, but also promoting manufacturing and the DEI or diversity, equity, and inclusion in manufacturing and getting kids interested in manufacturing. And they're actually seeing it as an option in high schools now. And high schools are starting to get CTE programs or career to education programs in their schools where they're getting equipment from industry, like real live equipment that they'll use every day when they graduate if they want to go into a job instead of going to college. And that's how it's promoted. And a lot of kids are like, I don't have to pay for college or I don't have to go to college. And it's really like, an option for them now. And it was back in the day, like way back in the day, being a machinist or working in a machine shop was like a prestigious thing. Not a lot of kids got into it, they weren't hurting for people. And now we've gone to the phase that, okay, we were okay in manufacturing, but now they're all retiring or literally dying off. And that's why I got into this is because I didn't want to see it die off, but now we're promoting that and they're seeing, oh, we actually have jobs. There's a space for us here and we can get paid really well for it. So like obviously money talks to everybody. But like, in manufacturing, you're competitive now. You have the space, they have the space for you. And I tell my kids that, and I'm like, look, it's competitive. So when you go to look for a job, you can talk about your work-life balance now. You can talk about your needs and what you want and a job, and be heard. And it's, really good for them. And they're really starting to pick up on that.
The money. I'm just going to throw it out there.
I'm just going to say it again.
It is shocking the amount of money that some of the skill trades have made. And that is one of the things. And I know that sounds stupid to just say money, but that is what a young person is thinking at sometimes, like, oh, I can make a difference in what I'm doing in my community, which is also something we try to talk about too, is making a difference in your community. You're kind of building, you're growing your community, you're bringing in that income to the community, you're making sure that the supply chain continues to grow. Your mom isn't going to complain when something isn't on the shelf because you may have made that part, and those type of things, like kind of relating it to them in a way where I think that generation gap sometimes struggles some, and that's one of the company's biggest things they say to us is we're having a hard time with the generational gap. They don't know how to speak to each other. One wants to move this way, one wants to move that way. We don't know how to pass it off. One thinks we're taking a job. There's just all these different ways to try to talk about that. But one of the things we do say is if you're not sure if you want to be in a trades program and you think that you aren't going to make a sustainable salary, you can just go ahead and drive yourself by our parking lot in the evening and check it out because wow, it is. I think Miranda and the other first two graduates that I saw go through the program, I think I almost cried because I was just so proud of them. Like we to talk to them in the hallway sometimes, and they're so excited. Like I just bought a car, and I'm like, what? You're 19. What did you just buy? then 6 months later, I just bought a house, and I was like, oh, are they lying? And they're showing, and you're like, wow, like just wow, like how great you like being around Miranda and seeing her how much she enjoys being in the trades, and then also seeing what a great sustainable life that this person can have too. She gets, a little girl. I'm sorry, she just got she got the car that she wanted.
Like mom,
yeah, she is, and then it is just really something to be proud of. And that changed my perspective immediately when I saw this, because coming from an outside industry and having no idea, and then immediately saying this, and I was like, oh, I'm going to tell everyone how good this is.
Yeah, I think that's fascinating, and I don't know when this whole thing switched about the trades, and it's so interesting to me because I'm so mechanically deficient. Like I cannot do anything around my house with anything.
Aw.
So when I walk to the shop and watch what people are building, it's in such awe to me because I have no idea, no skill set. I can't even get close to any of that stuff. And my dad can literally build anything. Like if I would have just paid attention when I was a child, I wouldn't have to. I could fix a toilet, but I'm an idiot. But he calls me when Wi-Fi's broken, so it's all good.
It's a balance. It's a balance.
Yeah.
But the point is, these skills not only are used at work, they're going home and fixing everything in their house. So it's not just the money you're making at work; it's the money you don't have to pay somebody else at home
Exactly.
to fix your own stuff. Like it's almost a double-edged sword that you're gaining on everyone else.
We are such a throwaway society, and I think that is changing. And I would love to see that change. And I hope that changes. And like seeing just the advancement in manufacturing and going into, we have Industry 4.0, but we're even starting to talk about Industry 5.0. But the green manufacturing and people worrying about the environment and recycling and just how they're trying to introduce that into manufacturing is huge. So like, and that is another generational thing that this new generation is trying to bring into manufacturing and taking it to the next level. So that's exciting to see.
Totally agree.
Where that goes.
What are the students asking for outside of pay? Like what are the top 3 things you're hearing that I want this? Okay. What does that mean to them?
Being able to be home when they want to be home and do the things that they want to do, but also have a job that they can work hours wise and works with them hours wise and day wise. And we actually have a member that we work with in real time that you can go on. They have an app now that you can go on your phone and you can actually schedule when you want to work during the week. As long as you get this amount of hours, you can work whatever day and whatever time you want to. And it's like an app for a group that you can actually have a group of people go on to here and they get to choose what they work that week. And then it changes per week, which I think is really awesome. Like if I was young and I wanted to have a game or go to my friend's game or sports.
Meanwhile, over here falling apart. So.
But I think the schedule is a big thing for them, and being able to have that space to make that decision is huge. And just having a good work environment and being able to, go to a company that they feel good about every day. And
break that down for me. What does that mean at the molecular level? What is a good company? What does that mean to them as students? Like, what are the words you're hearing?
So being able to be authentically yourself, I think, and fit in and have a good culture. So if a company's culture is bad, then you're going to hate your life every day. And if you work for somebody that you believe in and that you feel good about the product you're either making or they're making or whatever you're doing, and you feel good about what you're doing every day, you're going to want to put that effort into being there every day. And that's what I mean by a good company. I'm not saying like, oh, it's like they make good products or like they have, they make, that sort of thing. I'm talking about like a company that cares about their employees and shows that they care, not just say that they care, but actually shows that they care and, accepts them for who they are and is like, enthusiastic about it. And, there are some companies, that maybe aren't like that and they have a turnaround all the time. And that's how you would know, you go in there and you'll talk to them one-on-one and you kind of get a sense of like, okay, maybe this isn't a good fit for me. But then you go into companies where, they seem really progressive and they're really kind and welcoming and warming. And when you get in there and you're like, okay, this is really awesome. What can I bring to this company?
Sometimes it's shocking too, the companies that we're not biased on any company. If you're working, we have to say this, if you're working somewhere and you ask us about another company, we're not giving you an answer.
Yeah,
we don't do that.
You have to do your due diligence. However, if you're working somewhere and you think you don't have it good and I know you have it good, I will say, well, what are you looking for that they're not getting there? I probably will speak a little bit, not about another company, but I'll just talk about, well, what is it that you're not, or what were you trying to look for? Because maybe that's something you just need to talk to them about. You're not sure, or you want to take this class, or you want to take this training, or you want to be involved in something.
That's another good point is the other thing that you were saying. What's the third thing that makes young people want to go to a company is, are they willing to send them to schooling or get them training or give them extra information or knowledge? Like if you go to a company and they say they'll match, but if you're still in school or you want to explore something, can you train in possibly a different area, or like, you know, be useful in a different area and then send them to training and, you know, be kind of like, you know, get dual trained in that way. I think that is huge as well. I think people not seeing advancement, not being able to see a path for advancement, or having a company that doesn't believe in you, like, what are you going to do in 5 years? And I know everybody has heard that. Like, what is your 5-year plan? What do you want to do? When you have, you laugh because you've probably done it. Or you've probably seen it or experienced it.
Every 6 months in reviews, right?
Right. And there's that question, what do you want to be in 5 years? But I'm going to challenge you and I'm going to say, where do you see me in 5 years? Yeah. What am I going to be useful to you? What do I bring to the table that you want me to work on as an employee that I can make your life and this company better? You know, and I think, you know, that is where we need to go. Not like, what can my company give to me, but what can I give to my company because I feel comfortable enough to ask for it.
I'm glad you said that, because I do think that a lot of people are like, well, I wasn't trained on that. Well, some of it's common sense. Like, yes, you do need to be trained and you do need to be told what to do, but you also have to want to make yourself be something else, or be a little bit stronger and kind of not just rely on it. And I think there is sometimes that push and pull, and so when you're listening to people talk, you're like, yeah, okay, but let me see how I can revert this to not be like, you can't just rely on it.
I love that.
I also love for sorry to cut you off. They want you to come to them with not just a problem, with the solution. So what is the solution to this, or what do you want to do this? Okay, why? What do you think it's beneficial? Great,
try it.
Oh, perfect. The less time your direct supervision has to talk to you about things is happier for them too, because that's more comfortable they feel for you, and then more they feel like, you know what, they can just take on these projects, they can take these leads, and it really just gives you that sense of everything's coming together.
Yeah, that's really, really good. I had an employee today who, we have a position that's opening up because we have an individual who's retiring next year in the sales kind of BD area. And it was so interesting. He said to me today, he said, I'm going and taking classes at Hack. And I said, oh, okay. Well, you know, what triggered you to do that? He said, I read the job description of the opening that is in our company, and I realized I don't have the skills needed to do some of that. So I want to change that. And I said, all right, let's go, dude. You know, and it was like, I want to hit these things in my career, and I know I got to up my game in that area. And I'm with you. Like, we didn't have to tell him that. He said, okay, I see the gap that I got to fill. I know where I want to be in 5, 6, 7 years. And it may not be BD, but if it's project management, if it's something else, it's leadership, you name it, you know? So like, we just started a whole company-wide book club. We have our first meeting on Friday, actually tomorrow, and 32 people signed up. And it is the cheapest leadership class I think the company will ever have. Like, it was like $300 for 32 books, you know, of the books we want to read. But like, we get to spend the next, I don't know, months together reading chapter by chapter through this book. We meet every Monday and Friday for a half an hour. And like, you know how many of these team members are going to really get to know each other, including, you know, we have myself's in there, my COO's in there, other managers are in there, people on the floor, and it's going to be incredible.
Yeah, like it's a different level of comfortability.
Totally. Right. Because then we're going to be chatting about the book club. We're going to be talking about, you know, what came up. Like, so I just want people to get really weird with, you know, what culture looks like moving forward. Because like the kids
creative.
Want that, right?
Yeah.
Want something different.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Okay, that's awesome. Well, we haven't even gotten through like any of my questions because you guys are doing amazing.
I'm so sorry.
No,
I feel like
this
we're
is
rambling, and like if we
you're
are,
not
just
at all.
I'll talk fast too because I want to just hurry up and get it out so like I can give the floor back to someone. Sorry.
No, it's interesting because one, I want to know what your students are asking, because obviously that's advantageous to me, because some of those students I would love to come work for us. So knowing those things, I think it's really important for the audience too, for people who are saying like, why can't I figure out this
And you
generation?
do really great at that. SWF, they send John Forwood. Mr.
Yeah, John's
Forwood
amazing.
comes and
Yeah.
talks to our kids about SWF over their lunch hour, you know, and that's
Yeah.
one of those things that we do with our members to get them interactive with them, is have them come and talk, just literally just come and talk to them.
Tell you what, hiring teachers is one of the greatest things you can do when it comes to the training or getting students in model. Like, you know, secret sauce there. Like, that was one of the best hires we ever had, because one, they know the language, they know how to talk to students already. And then you're also, the whole educational forum comes with its own headaches that not many people know unless you're in it.
Yeah, I've experienced that. I was a student, then now I'm teaching, and now I'm teaching other students, and then I was in the workforce as well. So I've seen every aspect, and you're 100% right. Like, you bring such a different view to everything, and then when you start gaining those skills, it just builds upon each other.
Totally.
And you know, like, but it's hard. It's hard finding people that are willing to teach. I know that all of our teachers for the apprenticeship, and including the pre-apprenticeship, they are all industry people. So whatever they're teaching at nighttime is what they do during the day. And that brings an amazing perspective, because like, it's a real-time problem solving. If you're having a problem at work with a wire EDM or something like that, and you're like, I don't know how to get over this, it's a great collaborative space where everybody can just kind of get together and problem solve, but then at the same time, you're learning something new. And I think it's awesome. It's a great community aspect.
Why is it hard to find people who want to teach?
Because you work your regular shift during the day, and sometimes it's 4/10s, so you're working 10-hour days. Sometimes it's like 3 or 4/12s, and then you're coming here at nighttime from 6 to 9 p.m. You're leaving from work, possibly not getting dinner, coming here, working till 9 o'clock, traveling back home, which could be an hour. For me, it was an hour. I would get home at 10:30 at night, wake up at 3:30 in the next morning, and do it every single day. And it was draining. Like, I looked dead when I went through the apprenticeship program, but it was so worth it, and I didn't give up. And it was like 3 years, and there were some hard times, but it was so worth it, and it just made me want to come back and do it. But it's so hard for the teachers as well, because they're going through the same thing, you know, and you have your stress during the day, and you're like, I can't do this anymore. I need to go home. I need to relax. I need to do something for myself. But like, it takes such a selfless person and a giving person to give up that much time that they're doing it year after year after year. And we've had teachers here for over 30 years.
I mean, I don't know. You're not making it sound good right now. We pay them.
We pay them.
They get paid.
I'm just saying.
And we let them use the printer, the copier, color printer.
That's why they come back. They love us.
I was like, oh man.
But oh my gosh, it is difficult. It is not a lot of, you know, life balance there. But they love it so much, and they believe in it so much that they come back. And that's the beauty of it.
I mean, some of my teachers are retired. We have a couple that are retired, and they do some things full time. I actually do have one high school math teacher. She's a high school math teacher. So she learned how to relate the information to tradespeople. She came in and she kind of worked a little bit with one of the artist teachers and kind of learned, like, how can I relate that a little bit to? And I want to be a math teacher. She's been here with us for a couple years.
That's brilliant.
And then we did have one or two teachers, and they're like, oh, I'm going to full retire now. I'm not even going to teach you guys. And I was like, okay.
Bye.
They're still like, they left, went to a different state, and then
came back.
Sick.
It was so cute.
Yeah,
it was really cute. Yeah. And then one who he's been saying he's going to retire every year and travel the world, but he's still there. And we don't really, I don't know. It's almost like, not like a brothership, or I don't even know how the right word to say, but people just kind of come to us a little bit, or they're like, hey, I'd like to teach. Like, we've never really put it out there. I think we are going to come to a point where we are going to start spreading ourselves too thin here coming up, and we're having to limit the amount of people we have in classes. So that's a great thing, but also we want to keep offering it to every
around
person,
here. We have a great community of people. Our members are some amazing people. We love chatting with them, and getting to know their story and everything is so interesting. But we do have a really good pool of people here, and giving and nice people that are willing to teach, and it's not for the pay either, right?
I swear they get paid pretty well.
Oh my gosh, Crystal. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying, like, being a teacher
You're
is
like, no,
not as
Crystal,
comparable
not
as working in a machine.
I need you to edit all that out.
There's no
It's
editing here, so you're fine.
I better not see one wrinkle on the screen.
Yeah, real life though, they do like to pay it forward. So they will leave industry for a couple years, teach, and then go back to industry, and then come back and teach a little bit, and then go back into industry.
And it's kind of cool too, because they're going to teach it's not like a teacher in a high school where you're teaching the same grade, or you might know like what their level of knowledge is and how they can. No, they're coming from different companies. Yeah. They're coming from different education levels. They're coming from age. So you could be 18 in a class with someone who's 60.
Yeah.
So you're just really kind of, it's all over the place. So they don't really, we do tell them like what company they're coming from so they can kind of maybe gauge that. But no, you're taking a teacher who's just basically walking in blind. And making it work for everybody, and we make it work for everybody.
That's equity for you, like trying to make sure that every class is equitable for everyone, and you are literally like magic. It's like magic.
Awesome. It's
that's
so cool.
Like the superpower of a teacher is making sure somebody 18 and somebody that's 60 gets the same equity out of the class.
Well, even that diversity in the class has got to help the students understand that you can learn something from everyone.
The tribal knowledge in that room is crazy. Yeah. And typically back in the day, a machinist, they hoarded all of their knowledge. Everything was like, you're not taking the way that I do this. This is like, correct. And it's now they're so, it's my job. Yeah. Like now they're so open and they're willing to like divulge that information. They're like, oh, I know there's 1,000 ways to skin a cat, but like, let me show you how I do it. And like, this is so fun and interesting. So like we do see that, and I see that a lot, and it's really encouraging.
We actually have 2 teachers, and we got another one. They were apprentices as well through the program and have come back.
Yeah.
Awesome. Do you see the gender switch? Are you seeing more females coming in?
That's my question, Brandon. That is my question. I am such an advocate, and being in this. Even before I was in this and I was the first female graduate, it was something that I advocated for, and it was something that was literally in my blood. My mom and my grandmothers, they were all in manufacturing, and like it just told me all about like how they loved it, and I got into it because it was just something that interested me so much. And now that I'm here, representation is number 1. Representation, seeing a little girl look up to you, I can't tell you the gratification that I get out of that, out of just seeing, a female being like, oh my gosh, I saw you and you did this, I can do it. And that, nothing compares to that. And being able to teach her and them, everyone, just my skills and what I've learned through everything, because believe me, it's not an easy world out there at all. Especially, it can still be rough. I'm not going to lie. If we weren't talking about it, and then it wouldn't exist, right? We wouldn't be talking about it. So it does exist still, some biases, but believe it or not, they're looking, some welders are looking for just female welders, even though they can't ask for it. They will specifically pick out women because they're, a little bit more detail oriented, and they have smaller, hands, so they can get in, and be a little bit more detailed. And like they're great planners, and like they have like some, they bring the same skills, but they have different skills. Sure. I'm not saying that they're better. I'm just saying that they're different.
It's different,
So
it solves different problems.
Yeah, solves different problems, and it just adds and builds. So like, yes, we are seeing an uptick in women and females in manufacturing. Student athletes. Nice. And I've seen, when I first started, there was no girls. in the pre-apprenticeship program in the high schools. And when I started going around, and they were like, oh my gosh, you're a teacher. And I still get that. Like, you're a machinist? Like, what? I get that all the time, and I love it every single time. I'm like, yes, I'm a machinist. But I now I have 17 girls. In the last 3 years, I had one girl the second year, And then after that, it just blew up. It just blew up, and it was awesome. But I think the reason for that is the representation is huge, and being there and showing them like, yeah, you can do this, and then that's that spark, right? That spark of like, oh my gosh, dude, I can do this too.
I feel like we're representing age difference. You teach me
Doesn't
a lot.
matter what
I
age
teach
you
a
are.
lot.
We're taking all of y'all. Come in here. We're open. We're welcoming. We love you. Like,
yeah, I saw like quite a different elevation of the guys in the shop when we have women welders working with them, and you can just see the bar raises, right? Because it's not a bunch of men just with a bunch of men anymore. It's like, okay, we are a tribe, we're all working in the same team, and you don't have some of the bullshit that comes with some of that stuff as guys just being guys with each other. And yeah, it's just an elevation thing that is only for a positive, especially when you're wrapped around culture. Like, we can be better human beings, you know, when there's a good mix. So that's brilliant. Love that. That's good to hear. Let me make sure I have something here. I have tons. I'm just reading through some of the stuff we've already gone through.
You can
I want to talk a little bit.
What episodes do you need?
I want to talk about tech a little bit.
love it. I'm a nerd. We're both nerds.
Yeah, I know. And how much has that evolution of technology and manufacturing surprised students and kind of elevated the core of what you guys are providing?
So how it's surprised students is in this area, we have a lot of food manufacturing, textile manufacturing, we have defense contracting, we have all different kinds of manufacturing here. So when they saw that we were starting to get into automation and robotics, we have an automation robotics teacher now that we hired, and it piques their interest.
Sure.
So getting into it can be very expensive, you know, to start with the machining, getting the robots and that sort of thing, to convert to that. So we're trying to show people the benefit of getting into the industry 4.0, which is the robotic age.
Gotcha.
And that sort of thing. So, and some people, believe it or not, I mean, they struggle getting into that. But we're showing them the path to get there, essentially. And we are seeing interest in that. You know, and another thing that we're doing is 3D printing as well, and R&D, and showing people the benefits of that, because believe it or not, a lot of companies like buy the 3D printer but don't know how to use it.
Yeah.
So like, you know, and local companies in the area just are like, okay, we got this. This is awesome. I'll make a tool here and there, but how can I like get it to like revolutionize my business in some way?
Yep.
And I think oh, sorry. Go ahead. I thought you took a breath. That's right. I thought you were done. I'm sorry.
No, jump in there.
So technology-wise too, some of I don't want to say older, but some people who've been in the industry and it's moving a little bit.
Yeah.
They struggle a little bit with even like Word or Excel or things like that too. So that's something that we've incorporated into our training as well too. And some of it is self-paced online if they want to, or if they want a virtual, like we have multiple options, but that has been brought into multiple of our apprentice programs, but it's available for all of our members to take advantage of too, which I think is a super helpful thing. And then people are really into, I'm going to say SolidWorks. Is that the easiest one to talk about?
SolidWorks.
Yeah, SolidWorks.
Yeah.
And things like that too, to be able, and I think that has brought a huge amount of people who thought that they would never be in the industry and being able to do those type of programs. And it's almost like computer play.
Yeah.
So,
and we're also kind of changing the narrative as well of robotics are taking our jobs.
We're changing all
We're changing all of that. What we're trying to do is like educate people and not give them a bias. So like they're not taking the jobs that everybody likes, right? Like production jobs or jobs that are not safe, where you don't have to worry about going in with 10 fingers and leaving with 9, you know, like that sort of thing. So robotics and we're just replacing those jobs with more skilled jobs, like higher skilled,
elevating people. Yep.
Yeah, higher paid jobs. So, you know, we're trying to change that bias as well.
Companies want that. They want their people to go to the next level. They're just trying to figure out how can I take this person and kind of get them into this next part of how we want to do it, and make them not feel so uncomfortable about it or freaked out about learning something new and thinking, oh, I might lose my job if I don't learn this type of thing. So
it's a very simple equation. Great employees are great employees.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're really great, you're going to find a way to utilize them, right? And then great employees also always kind of scale themselves up. Right? So they're always going to learn something new to get themselves into a different position. So I'm with you. Yeah. Like the robot's just a piece of that. You just have to get people to run them. And then you're going to scale up whoever's next in line to do something better than what they're doing right now.
Right.
Yeah. That's really good. That's good. I'm glad that narrative, because I still hear that and I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
It's all over the place.
Yeah.
It's all over the place.
It is. And I agree. Like a lot of companies, believe it or not, they haven't gotten into automation just because of how the initial expense. And once they get to that point and they do have the robots, the ROI is amazing. Like, I mean, it doesn't take breaks. It's not on its phone. Like it can work 24/7, and then they get the benefits of that. But either way, we're here to support them, whatever they decide.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Yeah, we've been doing our studies on it quite a bit, but because we're so custom, we don't have a lot of repeat, like modules and things like that. If we had those, like, oh my gosh, it's a game changer for that kind of stuff.
So that's why we use cobots as well. So a lot of people don't know about cobots, but like where you're actually using them to assist you. So like there's all kinds of things. So if you want to learn about it, you know where to come.
I want some of those Boston Dynamic, like the ones that just carry like the heavy
dogs?
cement. The cement bags, just like carrying them up the construction sites.
The
it's crazy.
Exoskeletons. Did you see that? At our expo last year, we had an exoskeleton, and our executive director Tom, he was going to try that suit on, which is awesome. I think.
I just want one instead of a chair, like so that I could stand like in this exoskeleton all day, like Iron Man, and just sit at my computer.
Oh, you should have went to IMTS this year with us.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was pretty cool.
I'm sure the stuff there is crazy. So I know you're.
I know you're.
Oh, really?
It was doing like hi to people, and then it would like stop and like look at you, and then it would be like, I don't know what to do with my hands, and then it was the crystal robot.
Understood. So. We talked a little bit about 3D printing, which, Miranda, I know that's a huge thing of yours. Crystal, I want to talk about skydiving is a huge thing.
Actually, I just went yesterday.
She did
yesterday. You really?
I'm wearing the shirt.
So, one, why is it such a passion? Where did that come from?
So it was a weird thing that I just, I think I was like 21 or 22, and I was going to the beach, Ocean City, and I don't even know, so it was just basically before the no Facebook, no Instagram. I'm that old. Barely internet. I think it was still might have been like dial-up. I think we might have also had dial-up internet.
You still had a screen name?
Yeah, I honestly, maybe what's not Facebook. What was the other one?
MySpace.
Yes, I was a coder. That's when I was like nerd. I'm a nerd. Coded out, girl. My dad was an engineer, and he was like, "You should bid." I could nerd out all day on some stuff like that. But yeah, so that's how it was. And I don't even remember how it came about or where I even saw it. I was like, I would love to skydive. And I'm sure I dialed in and looked online and then called, and they were like, yeah, sure. So, I went down and went, and one of my friends was with me, and they didn't jump me. So it was just me. And this is probably the most, I won't say the place what it was, but I definitely now know that it was not safe. But they didn't show me the safety video. I didn't even know there was a safety video until the year later. I went with somebody else. They just kind of talked to me about it. They were a little frantic because their plane was having issues, so they went and got the plane, that flies the banners across the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they borrowed that plane. That pilot flew that for my jump. Door didn't shut. One seat. It was me in the jumper, and I was like, cool. And he was like,
this is all right.
This is great. Go.
Right?
And I was like,
I didn't know any better.
Sounds all right. I mean, I'm already in the air. What am I going to do now? So
jump out.
I did it, and it's on VHS. That's how it is. I still haven't converted it. It was a great song in the background too. It was great. It's great. You never look your worst until you see yourself on a skydive video. If you think that you have the most amazing skin in the world at 21, you fucking don't. I'm telling you that. You don't. It's like this. It's flapping. I'll send you. Actually, there's one hanging in my office. So I did it. great. It was amazing. Went home, told my family, was telling my friends. The next summer, one of my friends, she was like, I want to jump. No, you know what? I'm sorry. It was maybe like 3 years later. She said, I would love to jump. And I was like, okay, I'll do it again. So I did it with her. Literally 2 months later, my dad was like, I would like to do that. Let's get your brother who's in the military, shouldn't be scared of anything, to jump. Frantic, wouldn't do it. He did. His girlfriend, my stepbrother, and another friend. So it was a group, and my stepmother went too. So it was a group of us. We all went. They were like, let's watch the safety video. And I was like,
What's a safety video?
I remember watching that last time. I don't even know if I showed him my license at this point. So I didn't tell my dad that, obviously, because I didn't want to get mad at me. Yeah. So we did that. So all of us did that. And then I went again 2 years ago. My daughter, I wanted her to go. And so it was supposed to be like a 23rd birthday gift. So her, my dad, and I just jumped again. And we jumped at a different place here in Maryland as well. And then Zimmy, one of our teachers, he was turning 60, and he said, I don't know, I'd like to go skydiving one time. And I was like, say no more.
I'm on it.
Let me think about it. So I was like, let's surprise him and get it that for his birthday. And I thought, crap, I got to pick a date. I got to tell him. We're going to have to tell him. So I told him, and I was like, you want to do it? For sure. Like, I'll jump again with you. And he was like, you will? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So I just ran over to the computer real quick, and I was like, we're going. So it actually got delayed twice. Yeah, so it got canceled last Friday because of the weather. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Canceled because of the weather, and then it got pushed back again on
Friday to
Monday, and we actually jumped yesterday. So we got the jump. It was really cool. I also won't say this place because I think they did me a service when they said, oh, this is your 5th jump. And he was like, wait, why haven't you got certified yet? And I was like, I just honestly never thought that I would continue doing it this many times. And he was like, well, you're excited? And I was like, of course, I'm excited. I'm so excited to be here with my coworker. You know, this is awesome. And he was like, well, and I was like, make it exciting for me. He did. We did. It was awesome. There is no video of that. There's a before and after picture, but they definitely, he did me justice. He did it justice, and I was very happy about
That's awesome.
The amount of moving around that we did. It's thrilling for me to do it with other people. I love to do things that other people really want to try and are terrified to do. I mean, I'm not going to dangle off the side of a mountain with you. If you want, we're getting up, we're going down. We're not dangling
Gotcha.
Anywhere. But skydiving, it's pretty cool. And I honestly, now I probably should just go ahead and get certified.
That's really interesting. That is something I would never do.
Everyone says that.
Yeah, no, I know. And it's interesting because like there's something, it started out as something you just wanted to try, it sounded like, but then it turned into like almost a buddy system where you were taking people so they could experience what you loved about it. Yeah, that's really fascinating.
It's pretty,
I don't think I've ever heard anybody say it like that.
And I'll probably end up going again. I said, I'm not doing this again. It's just, like, because I'm like, do I look like I'm having? I want to make sure they're having a good time. I want them to have a good time. But I'm like, okay, here we go. Jump in again for 3 seconds.
Interesting.
I'm sure I'll probably do it again. Honestly, if I could talk my elder daughter into it, or anybody who says they don't want to do it, wants to do it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Actually, I think I'm starting a new thing here. It's bucket list.
Yeah.
Bucket list birthdays.
Bucket list birthday.
Okay, awesome.
What do you want to do? Bucket list birthdays. What do you want to do? I'll go with you. To a point. I mean, no, we're not going to get
not hanging off the side of the
I don't want to dangle either. No, I don't have any interest in bungee jumping.
Yeah, no. That feeling sounds horrible.
Right, just I don't.
The acid reflux alone would just kill me.
Just no, no, I don't want to do that. I'll probably do some other fun things too, but you should. It's honestly, I mean, obviously, I've lived 5 times. I mean, I'm clearly
without safety videos.
It's great. You don't. It's so easy. You're hooked to people. Although when you tell them like, how are you hooked, and you're like, yeah, there's a little carabiner. You're good. I had a rubber band on my questions. Today. Yeah. My coworker, he was like, I mean, clearly you can look it up. You can see it online. You can do all the research you work, but you want to. But we would talk about it a little bit, but I didn't want to over talk it. And then when it got canceled once, it got canceled twice. I was like, shit. And now it's cold this day. Like, this is going to be miserable. He's going to hate it. And I was like, talked him into it. But it was fabulous. Honestly, everyone should try it once. it's not as scary as you think. I think the worst thing is the goggles when they push it against your eyes. You're like, oh, that sucks. Oh,
Yeah.
also, they want you to smile in the videos. It's great and all, but your lips will get stuck to your teeth, and then just don't. Just a small smile would be great. If you over smile, you're done. It's even worse for you. I'll give you a couple of pictures, and maybe if I can find someone to convert my VHS, I'll show
Convert it over.
yeah.
It's awesome.
That's sad. I should have done that by now, right?
Yeah.
But
So-
it. Definitely do it.
Yeah, I will never do it, but I totally understand. I get it. I just
Okay.
did the longest zip line in North America up in Whistler
Oh,
in September, and it was
Okay.
awesome, terrifying, but awesome at the same time. Yeah, I'm not a heights person, but they said in skydiving, like heights usually doesn't bother you because you have no reference point, right? You're so high up that you're just like, okay, well, here we go.
And you don't have no control over it either. You're not controlling it, so you can't really.
Right, you're just
You
along
can't
for the
get
ride.
scared. You're just there. There's nothing you can do. You can't hold
Yeah,
on to
you
the
can still
side.
get scared.
You can, but you're gonna be the first jumper, and I'm
Anyway,
pushing you out.
You're attached to somebody, they're jumping, and you're jumping too. If you know,
Yeah,
you're
no doubt.
attached.
So back to students, I just want to, before I want to get into some, to close this out, some personal questions. So for each of you, two tips or two insights that you would give a student who's thinking about trades manufacturing or manufacturing association in general.
I would say don't think, just do it. Like if you think about it, yeah, just do it. Like why not? Like why not try it and prove yourself wrong, right? Instead of trying to prove yourself right and talk yourself into doing something, it's easier to just do it. And if you don't like it, then it's not for you. And that's how we feel about the pre-apprenticeship and in high school is like, you're supposed to do that. You're supposed to try out things that you might be interested in. And so just do it. That's what I tell my kids. And you know what, if you try it and you don't like it, like that's fine. Like you're winning still. Cause like now you know a different path to go down.
Yeah.
And find your true interest, so those are the pieces of advice that I would give.
What about you, Crystal?
Do it for the money.
Did you say do it for the money?
She just said do it for the money.
I'm
That's
kidding.
brilliant.
I just wanted to say it just to say it.
No, that's, hey.
In my old age, I just here for fun
Laughs.
and laughs. No, I'm here to help. Like I am a cheerleader for everything. Honestly, I say jump into it immediately. Every person, every school, every adult should somehow be exposed to this. The biggest thing that I think we lack in the industry is great marketing, and that is also a job that younger people can get into and be a part of the industry. Like you might not ever work on the machine, but you're going to learn so much. Even when I walk around and just take pictures of her classes or someone else's classes, and they're talking to me about it and they're learning this stuff, I'm like, oh shit, that's awesome. Damn, wish I could do that. Like,
Yeah,
I
totally.
am doing and learning stuff, but also at the same time doing a lot of other things too. So definitely do it. Definitely try it. Definitely be a part of it. Find someone that that nerds out. Like if you see me like this when someone's
She's
talking,
like blank stare. Just
I am.
You're in it.
Because you are
She's in
being
it.
so passionate about what you're saying. I'm like, damn, he could be saying that he just. I don't know, but just throw
Jumping out of the plane sucks, but I'm into it.
Right. And I'm like, it's just the passion that you see in someone and anything that they're doing.
Yeah.
And just really, and they're not just being like cocky about it. They're really like excited to show you, and you're then excited to do it. And then you're like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. And you just can't stop watching them. And I will listen so intensely that I cannot stop. And I'm like, I wish I want to do that right now. So yeah, really do it.
No, that's really good because you guys, when we started this out, that was coming out in spades from both of you, just about talking about the Manufacturing Association and what you're doing. Like you guys started sitting, like you almost elevated yourself as you're talking because you get so excited. So like that was coming out. So if people watch the video, like
they know now.
they know how important. Well, it's exciting because you don't want to go to that kind of class when people that you're working with aren't excited about what they're trying to teach you, right? That's a big difference. That's awesome. Cool.
Yeah, and what we want to give the excitement to someone because, like she said earlier, if you're going to work all day and then you're coming to class for a couple hours,
Yeah,
that's rough. I'm not saying it's not rough.
Let's make it fun.
we're gonna make it, and we're gonna be here for you. If you're scared, if you're struggling, if you're worried, like, you come to me. You don't want to talk to your teacher. You don't want to tell your coworkers you're struggling. That's what I'm here for. I'm the person that you need to come to, and then we're gonna figure it out. And I'm either gonna tell you to man up. No, I'm not. Or let's figure out, like, how can we help you? What are you struggling with? How can we give you that extra
teacher, counselor, mother,
the word, what do you need today? Am I always
I'm
here for it?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So Miranda, question for you. What is Crystal's biggest strength and biggest weakness?
So Crystal's biggest strength is that she is honestly the most like giving, caring person, but her weakness is being able to show it. Because like she wants to come off as like she being able to show that she cares without like guising it as like trying to be like mean about it or like, you know, like, so she does that a lot. I've known her since I started back in 2017. Oh my gosh. So 2017 is when I first entered, and like when I first met Crystal, I was like, she's a mean lady. Like, I don't want to mess with her. And a lot of people do. That's what she wants. Like, and she is a puppy in disguise. Like, she's awesome. And she really, really cares. And, you know, just got to break the ice with her a little bit. But, so that's what I would say is her biggest strength and her biggest weakness.
Okay. Crystal, Miranda's biggest strength and biggest weakness.
She's a good dancer.
Is that the biggest strength? What's her superpower?
That she's friends with me, and also a coworker. She can make it through the day. No, I think we try to laugh as much as we can. You want to laugh, you want to have fun. You don't, but get it done. Get it done. We're gonna get done. So Miranda's biggest strength is she knows a lot, and she will be happy to help you and to share that with you, and to be able to just take the time with you. So if I have to ask her about a certain machine and I'm like, okay, but it does this, right? Like, talk to me the way I needed to be talked to. She knows how to talk to you in the way. If you want to talk tech terms, or if you want to talk Crystal Suzanne terms, that's what's gonna happen. And that's definitely her biggest strength.
That is a superpower.
Also, she's a pretty good presenter.
Oh, I know. I've seen it.
We presented together, actually.
You put this him?
Yeah, with Brandon.
I was like, Mia, I know you didn't, because you'd be scared. No.
What's her biggest weakness?
Her biggest weakness, she asks if she should do something versus do it.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Do you have
That's
an
an
example?
interesting answer.
Oh, I got a list.
Oh, she has a list apparently.
So, I mean, she has really great, interesting ways that she could incorporate certain types of classes and things like that too. And we do have standards and rules that we have to follow, and things that we have to follow along with, especially the state regulated ones. But being able to just be like, well, we can do this.
Yeah. So your girl has good ideas, but having the time and the energy to do every single good idea doesn't come to me. So like, I have a lot of ideas for like classes and like things that we could do to like push forward and like
spice it up. Yeah,
spice it up a little bit. Get it, everybody interested in like, with the social media aspect of things, and then like kind of excelling in our technology field, like doing things like outside of the norm. But like if I dedicated as much time and energy as I wanted to that, I wouldn't be doing my job effectively. And I really take a lot of pride and passion, and I love doing what I do with the kids. And so if I wasn't dedicating myself fully to that, it's detrimental to me to know that I'm doing the best that I can for them.
You also don't answer my emails in the middle of the night when I email you. I mean,
she's up until like 2 a.m, and I will get a lot of notifications from her.
I try to, if I'm at home and I'm just sitting there, I'm like, oh, let me just answer this email. And
I'm not a Crystal's deaf and calling.
There's a lot of people, they work different shifts, and I do try to answer things in a certain amount of time to get it back to them, or if I'm helping out. And we do cross over some jobs here and there and try to help people out. But yeah, I mean, you should, if I email you at 1 a.m., like at 1:05, you should be like,
right on.
I want that under 5 minutes reply.
Yeah. No. I'm not her boss, but
All
I'm trying
right,
to be mean.
these last ones I'm adding because I had this happen in a podcast I was just at this week. It's kind of like short little hot takes. So this or that questions, right? So they're funny little,
Love
you know,
these.
like, yeah, me too. And I didn't realize how much I loved it. So whatever
You
comes
asking
first. So I'll go Miranda Crystal. So you guys just blurt one after each other. Okay. So I'll give you 2 options for each one of these. So pizza toppings, extra cheese or pineapple?
Extra cheese.
Oh, extra cheese.
Okay. Superpowers, invisibility or ability to talk to animals?
Animals.
Invisible.
Vacation vibes, beach bum or mountain explorer?
Oh, that's hard. I'm gonna say beach bum.
Oh, total beach.
Okay. Time travel, go back to the past or visit the future?
Pass.
Past.
Ooh. Breakfast dilemma, pancakes or waffles?
Waffles.
Is that a bacon? Bacon.
Bacon.
Oh, bacon. Oh my gosh.
All right.
No.
20%.
Waffles.
Okay, this one's going to be tough for Crystal because I heard you're not big into animals, but a dog that talks too much or a cat that constantly judges you?
Oh, I love a judgy cat. They're so funny. I like cat. That just cracks me up. I
I would be remiss if I didn't say cat because I have a cat that I love very, very much. So.
I have dogs.
Okay, so what, you got to pick one.
Dog that talks too much? Is that what you said? Because that's not
Yeah.
Well, so
They're neither real. Oh my gosh.
Ooh, okay, I'm gonna go with dog that talks too much because I have 2 work dogs and I have so
Okay.
I have 2 Belgian Malinois shepherds.
Forever popcorn or forever chips?
Forever
Popcorn.
popcorn.
Okay. Ooh, I'm a chip guy. Super lazy day, TV all day or nap every hour?
TV all day.
Oh, TV. I don't know.
Okay.
How it's made. 100% all day long.
Oh, I love that
I
show
should do
too.
that.
What's your
Ooh,
favorite show of all time?
How it's made.
Okay.
Or Dirty Jobs or something like that.
You would say both of those.
Okay.
Then I have to say something like that too.
You don't.
No.
She's not a big movie watcher, so we have a list of movies to go down. So we'll ask
seen
you
a lot of
yours.
movies.
But I do like the new one on his. It's not a new one. His channel. Foods That Built America.
Oh,
Good one.
geez, you guys are like into
So
really.
educational.
Yeah.
You guys are like really speaking the language of what you do.
I love learning. Like that's my
I know.
thing. That's what makes me want to keep going. Is I love learning new
That's
things.
why I don't sleep because I'll get a rabbit hole of learning
Yeah.
stuff, and I'm like, oh shit, I just got another degree. I don't even know what just happened. Or I'm on jail TikTok. I don't know.
Off the chain.
No.
It's funny. Bizarre food. Eat a donut burger or spaghetti tacos?
Oh,
Donut burger.
You both said it.
Spaghetti taco.
Donut burger for the win. Yeah.
Okay. Ultimate fear. Getting stuck in an elevator with a mime or a clown?
Clown.
Fucking clown. Creepy. I'm sorry, it's so creepy. So creepy.
That's all of them.
Mine
That
is
was all.
quiet. They're not going to say anything. That's so much quiet time to like. You could zen out.
Stay in your corner of the elevator. I'm fine with you. Clown.
What if you
however.
turn around and the mime's like right there, right next to you?
That's fine. Be like personal space. Like,
Personal
that's good.
space. Well, so one thing that came out for me in this, I was excited to do this one because I know both of you, and it was interesting
sorry.
because I was interested to hear because I don't like I know what you guys do, but I've never got to see like behind the scenes, and then really talk to because people you can't hide in an hour interview. It's very hard to hide like what you're passionate about or who you really are. So what came out in spades for me is your passion for what you guys are doing.
Mhm.
Like it's exuding, and like this.
Did our boss pay you to do this?
No, I'm dead serious. Like the passion for the students and the passion, because I don't have that passion for teaching. Like I don't think I could ever be that type of person. But I'm so glad those people exist because they have to. Because people need people that
I guess
like
what,
what
Brandon?
you. What?
I was you. I was you at one point. I
Okay.
hated people. Like when I left college, so I
I
went to
don't
the
hate people.
No. Literally hated people at one point because
Okay.
I worked in retail and I worked at a gas station. I had to leave college because I couldn't pay for it. I wanted to be
Sure.
Elon Musk before Elon Musk was Elon Musk and design cars for a living. So I
Understood.
went to college, couldn't pay for it, dropped out after 1 year, and I had to get a job at a gas station. and I worked in customer service, and I'm like, this is not for me. This is not for me. I hate people. So I turned to machines, and I just did what I loved, and I was like accountable for that machine, and I could make things, and it's just like it rolled from there. And I never thought that I would teach either. So like when you're saying like I don't think I could be in that space, I'm not a formal teacher. I'm a trainer. Like I know what I love. I'm just good at articulating it to somebody that doesn't know, and I love seeing them learn. So like
you're teaching your passion too.
Yeah. So like, if I know you're very passionate about lawns.
Lawns
and mowing.
You take great pictures too. You got good cinematic photography.
You are like the jack of all trades too. You do YouTube videos, and you run a company, and you do.
As long as it doesn't have a wrench, I'm golden. We're good.
Yeah,
We're good.
but like. But I think if you were passionate about something and you could teach somebody to like really run that mower, you know what I mean, or how to, or just do podcasting. You were really great.
I'm with you. I think it takes very selfless acts to do what you guys are doing, and I'm not sure I live in that headspace. I do care. There's a portion of me that I care a lot about the people I work with, but to do what you guys do endlessly year on year, I think doesn't get enough credit. And to come out of a space that we were probably in the trades, I don't know, 10 years ago, would you say? That was dire. It was dire what we were heading towards. We're still not in a great space, overall, but it's turning. And I think a large pieces of that is education you guys are doing, being the first woman through the program. I mean, you name it, all the stuff you guys talk about constantly. It's truly amazing. I don't think people realize what you guys are doing.
Yeah, that's why we try and be as loud and as enthusiastic as possible. And believe me, it's a feat
personable.
It's very personable. It's very touching. It's close to us. That's why it means so much to us.
It's not corporate.
But it's not easy. It takes a lot of work and a lot of effort. And yeah, if we didn't love it, it wouldn't be so easy to do. But it does take a lot of hard work, and if you're willing to put that work and that effort in, you're going to reap the benefits 100%, and get the feel-good feelings that you're looking for.
Yeah, we really people think that they're not smart enough to be in a program. You are, or you're too smart. You're not. Like it's for everyone.
You're filling potential buckets literally every day, right? And I think I've said this a lot of times. It's super passionate to me, especially for all the people at SWF. Like potential is like the greatest gift we can give people. You just gotta figure out what that is for them, right? That's the hardest part. And you guys are doing that like just in spades over and over and over again. And you got to see people leaving there going like on to careers, and you're just like, oh, like it's the greatest feeling ever.
When they leave, don't cry.
Yeah.
Don't cry when you graduate and leave us.
Yeah, that's got to be tough. So just you talked about social media a little bit about there, and I want to kind of close on this. How important is that not only for the Manufacturing Association, but your personal brands? Because I feel like if they know you, it's easier to get them into your classes.
Oh, so social media and my personal brand. So I take that very seriously. I definitely push the advocacy, the diversity, especially women in the field. That's something that I'm super passionate about because I can speak on it very, very well. It's something that I've lived through. I've lived through the good, the bad, the ugly, and the great, and the fantastic. So like I'm here because I didn't have that representation or that help or that encouragement when I was going through it on my own. And when I started, like I said, about 15 years, I'm going to date myself. But I've been machining for about 15 years. And when I was doing it, it was like I was the only female in the shop, or, like I felt really lonely because the way that I thought, nobody wanted to acknowledge, or like when I started to bring things to the table, maybe my thoughts weren't picked up because, I didn't know what I was talking about. Like, so I really identify with that, and I make that my brand because that was me and that is me.
Sure.
But social media is huge. Being able to put that out there now in a world that is run by, social media, and just kind of putting that out there and putting teaching out there and showing people like the real side of things so that we're changing biases, and that is super important. and making it goofy and fun and interesting is what we're just trying to do, and change and make it light, and yeah, that's what gets people interested, I think.
Yeah, if we could get more people to share what they're doing every day in their jobs, I know that companies can't really give them, this is the one thing that I tell companies, the easiest way to get more interaction is to let your employees be proud of what they're doing. You need to take pictures of them. I know it sounds stupid, but if you're posting a picture of them for their birthday or their yearly accomplishment, or they did something, they've been there for 5 years, they're going to share that picture whether they hate their job or not. They're going to let other people look at it. You're acknowledging them in a way, even if they hate getting their picture taken, and I know people hate it. I'm one of those people. I hate.
Share the picture where they're going like,
funny.
Yeah.
It really is an easy way for companies to get that engagement and get people and let them be involved in that type of stuff. What would you want to show about your job, and how would you want to do it? I have lots of ideas, but I'm also not. I'll make you look great. If I'm in the picture, it's probably going to be super awkward. I don't know. I guess I was such a shy person when I was younger that now all of that has gone away. And now I really would like things to be fun and enjoyable to a point. Like, what is the point of social media? You want to share things that people want to enjoy to see. So find a way to take what you're passionate about and make it enjoyable, and look at what other people are doing and how they're able to do it. We're not awesome about that here, like I said, because we're always just running around and doing stuff, and then we'll be like, crap.
Also, it's like, find your weird, right? So like, you're on social media, and like, cookies are real. So like, you're gonna find your tribe, and you're gonna find your weird people, and the people that you like can learn from and grow with, and have a community with, and that's awesome. I think that's the best side of social media.
Yeah, I think that's really good about getting there. So we had 3 photo shoots just for our new website, and I specifically wanted to do that. And what was so interesting about that process when we were going through it was the first day was, I don't want to really get my picture taken, right? So, and then we took a couple pictures, and the guy we used was amazing, Mike, and like really deep lighting, right? Showing tattoos, like we're showing all the shit, right? And it was really good. And then they saw a couple of the shots, and they were like, oh Jesus, like these are what these are gonna look like, right? So then when we had the next 2 photo shoots, it's like everybody's clamoring to get in. We made a calendar. It was amazing. And
we took a couple funny pictures together.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is you are dead right, because what we did is we took all those photos and then we put them in folders and then sent them to all the individuals so they would have, and then they were taking them home, or they were putting on because they do care. Like when you look badass at your job and you're doing what these people are doing, it looks when sparks are flying in the background and you're standing there with a hammer, like it's gangster.
I'm so jealous right now. Like if someone could get me at my computer yelling at someone, like looking awesome, not a wrinkle in sight, I'd be woo.
Well, they can do all that, but you are 100% correct. And like, you can start, like, I've really made a LinkedIn like push this year in 2024. That was a big thing for me. And now I'm seeing people at work like, hey, how are you doing that? How are you getting engagement? Oh, I'm going to try this photo. Okay. Post Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursday only, because Mondays and Fridays fall flat, right? And just giving them encouragement. And then they get a really good post. And then it's like, then it cascades, right? And then people around them are going, oh, dude, like your stuff's blowing up. Like I've been selling everybody on the company on LinkedIn. Like I was like, it is a gold mine and a wild west for everyone who wants to put their personality out there, because everybody's so structured and they don't want to be different, right?
Yeah.
So it's shove that in your kids' faces.
You do.
We've been stalking you for a while. Pretty much your pictures, and I was like, oh, look at him, that's so cool.
Yeah.
This video.
I'll tell you what.
I was like, get
it makes a huge difference for careers. I mean, it really does. And the more, like, if you ever need somebody to come in and talk about why LinkedIn is so important for their careers, like out of the gate, because if you're a new student moving into, oh, absolutely. Okay. I'll come in and talk about it. But like, if you're moving into your career, I'm not going to call your mom and ask like what kind of work you are. Like, show me, because I'm going to go to a LinkedIn profile, or I'm going to go to other places you probably don't want me to go to see pictures that I shouldn't be seeing. So give me something to look
really bad. Did you find something bad that we don't know about?
Every employer,
I Google myself all the time.
I tell my kids that too. Like every employer, you've got to watch what you put online, because that is your resume now. Believe it or not, you put online from the time you start your social media until you get that job, they're going to look at your social media profiles and they're going to see
Correct.
what person you are.
That was a big thing. My kids played collegiate sports, and their coaches had to be social media friends with them, which was kind of weird. I don't know if that's illegal, but
Yeah.
To keep their athletic, contracts, we're monitoring what you're doing because you're not going to embarrass us. You're technically an employee.
Correct.
If we're giving you any type of financial scholarship or you're part of our team, you're an employee technically. So you can't put anything out there that would, disrupt or do anything the wrong way. But also, I think it may have helped encourage them as well too to kind of put themselves out there a little bit more.
Yeah,
to
your
share a
personal
little
brand
bit more about
started.
them. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. Yeah, and I think that's only going to explode. I mean, personal branding is such a huge
Mhm.
phrase right now
Challenge.
for all generations. So as that grows, but yeah, this was awesome. Thank
We
you.
might
I
have some
knew
questions for you.
Thank you.
Did you think you were getting off?
you can't ask me questions. You
Why
guys start.
not?
You have your own podcast, and I can come on
No.
that. And
No,
okay,
no.
what is your
It was a
question?
joke.
I'll give you two.
Well, one personal question, a business question. You can cut this out. When is this coming?
I don't know when the exact date is, but I can give that to you.
After November 7th?
Possibly. I don't know how far out I'm like 4 or 5 weeks out with episodes, so yeah,
well,
I'm not sure.
We were going to invite you to come to the expo, but if it's not, then it wouldn't make sense to talk about it now. It's November 7th, the Manufacturing Expo, but you can cut this all out. It was just a question, and I probably could have just emailed you afterwards and asked you that. But hi, Bob.
You guys were here. I was going to shut the lights out.
No, we're on a podcast, so.
Oh, no, you're fine. You're fine. It's fine.
Sorry, we get interrupted all the time. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
That's what we
So
you go ahead.
we really enjoyed being and seeing your podcast episode because we were also on the Dumpster Talk podcast, and you seemed very uncomfortable. Are you uncomfortable doing like networking events and that sort of thing, or what gives you uncomfortability? Because you seem like the most warm, approachable like person that would love to talk to people.
No,
so I find like very
that you don't know you have.
Yeah,
you're actually very personable in person.
No, yeah, those events, no, it's actually kind of why I do this, because it allows me to build that brand while controlling the narrative of that at the same time. So I get to meet people. This is kind of like book reading for me because I learn something from every person that I have on. And then it also allows me to go to social events without having to go to social events. So I can sit in this room where I'm comfortable and talk to people that I don't really know and then get to know them. But no, I pretty much say no to all of those if I can. I should probably do more, but no, I would be in the corner like on my phone, not trying to look at anyone. So yes,
you can be the
being on. What's up?
You can be the photographer of the event.
Yeah, I would probably be more comfortable with that. But yeah, no, I don't like those things. Being on that specific podcast, I don't think it didn't make me feel uncomfortable. I try to be choosy with my words because I don't want to step on anyone's toes or anything like that.
You can delete all this out.
Yeah, no, it's fun. But no, yeah, they're not my scenes, really. I don't mind doing presentations and things like that or public speaking, but if it's a kumbaya event, that's not my jam.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. I mean, yeah, I think you are very great in person, just a little bit that we've met you in person. You have a great podcast voice too. So that works well. You got both sides. Yeah. So that's good.
Yeah. I mean, this is stuff that I'm just trying to push because it benefits the company. And then I also get to learn from people because perfect example. I have a guy coming on to talk about AI and he helped me work through like a AI prompts for contract negotiations. Right. Like, I don't have to have a person do that. And like, I want to just really meet smart, really passionate people. I don't care if it's about Disney World or if it's about Manufacturing Association. I just want people to tell me what they're passionate about. So that's it.
Awesome. Great.
Well, whiskey or vodka?
What?
That's our other question. Whiskey or vodka?
I didn't understand your question.
Whiskey or vodka?
Oh, neither. I'm a beer guy.
Beer guy.
Like a micro.
Yeah, I can't do whiskey. Oh, I'm not that manly. And
you put it in soda. Anyone can drink.
Well, I'm that family. That's my favorite.
Peanut butter or Nutella?
Peanut butter.
Mountains or beach?
So interesting. I just did a YouTube video on this, mountains or beach. So my answer at the end of that video was Hawaii, because you get both. I like being warm because I'm cold all the time. So I love the warmth of the
Same.
beach, but man, there's nothing better than sometimes going to the mountains because I don't like crowds, and beaches can get crowds.
Yeah,
So.
it's true. That's true. Good people watching though.
Yeah, true.
That's true.
Is that it?
Did you have one more?
He only said 2, and you went way past 2. So
That's okay.
okay.
Okay, well, I guess I'll cut that out and let's go with the actual end of the podcast. So
Okay.
one, thank you for coming on. Do you guys have anything to promote?
Oh wow, we have so
Wow.
many things to promote. Well, we have the Manufacturing Expo coming up on November 7th.
Okay.
All of our stuff is listed on our website. We have all the apprentice programs, the classes, the training, the network events, the wake up events. We are just really trying to do everything we possibly can.
We're doing the most out here. So if you're interested in
we do it because we love it.
yeah, if you we just do golf outings, we do all kinds of things. So if you're interested in, we take volunteers all the time. If you're interested and you're one of our members and you want to come and talk to the kids, reach out to myself or to Crystal, or you can just go to our website, www.mascpa.org.
Okay.
And then it lists our calendar of events and all of our contact information. And, we would love to have you either come on as a member or come and ask us questions or just come and have fun with us or,
just talk.
just talk.
Or if you want to go skydiving,
Or a 3D print.
we're here for you.
No, I
We
mean,
got it.
this was excellent. What you guys are doing and the whole program came across in spades. I think it's the enthusiasm of what you all are doing, and then the end result and how happy it makes you, that it was incredible. So thank you for coming and doing this. I know some of you are not comfortable doing these types of things. I won't mention who, but thank you for coming through with it. No, you're fine. The first half an hour of this podcast, just so everybody knows, we did have some tech issues. That's okay, though. We got through them. And it turned out to be awesome. No, you guys did a great job.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for coming
so
on.
much. Have a great night. We can't wait to see you soon in person.
All right, see ya.
Bye.